Are we doing live this time? Is this live?
No, I feel bad because we're not on a consistent time. I swear to God, we'll come back for the streaming. I swear to God. Um, One, just want to make a note real quick. You're hearing some background music, maybe faintly. I don't know if I need to turn it up a little bit for people to hear. The guys are always like, "Hey, it's a little loud in my ears," but this is a Sage beat. This is not a Cortland beat.
Oh, okay. Sage making beats now.
Not really. She had a. I'm going to say this, and Jace is going to give me all kinds of shit, and I'm just going to say it, and we're going to leave it alone, and I don't want to talk about it. Can I do that?
No.
Yeah.
As it pertains to our children, can we say that sometimes the children can stay within a nice and tight little boundary?
Yeah, of course, but there is never any attack on the children. It's an attack on you, always, and you know that. And you are never off limits. In fact, you are so in the crosshairs, it's
You're so
impossible
on
to be
limits.
anywhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, you are
All right.
on limits, in limits. I would say stream anytime. We just stream. People aren't. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Nobody watches live. That's gonna happen. That happens anyway. Probably every time we do it. Who
All
cares?
right,
Rylan-
well, then you guys get your own podcast and run it. Then.
Hey, Rylan,
Why don't
did
why
you
don't
notice?
If you guys are the program director,
Hey.
here I'm going to give it up to the program director in the red hoodie.
Hey,
Why don't you
Rylan,
just do it, John. Why don't
did
just
you
do
notice
it?
how? Did you notice how Brad immediately threw up the force field? Because what he was about to say, he knows is going to get some comment from me. So he tried to. He took his poor sweet daughter and put. There's a
Human
just
shield.
like human
Yeah.
shield right in front of me, knowing
Yep.
that I am. You
The
know what?
way that our school system works over here is there's a couple magnet schools, okay?
Yeah.
And at a certain level, you have to essentially audition to be part of them. You can't just be like, hey, I'm going to go there. You have to audition. It's still a public school. It's still within the school district, largely still the same curriculum and approach as the rest of the district schools. They will have these magnet programs within the schools, okay? So
They just weed out the idiots. Yeah.
no, not at all. It's like you go to a regular, quote unquote, regular middle school, they might not have a theater program. The magnet school has a theater program. You go to another middle school, they might not have a communications program. The magnet school has a communications program. You go to another middle school, they might not have a culinary program. The magnet school has a culinary program. See what I'm saying? So your reading, math, science, all that stuff is the same, but it has these add-ons, if you will. Sage is auditioning to go to the school that has the communications and theater because she loves that stuff. That's what she does for like her summer camps and stuff. And in order to do that, you have to submit a video kind of talking about why you want to go there and stuff. And she, on her little iPad, hopped on her GarageBand app and made the beat that you're hearing to use for her recorded video. I have it downloaded to my computer. I didn't recognize the name. I put it on here thinking, did I forget to do a Cortland song? So I was just playing it to listen before you guys joined. And I was like, hey, I like this. I'm just going to leave it. I don't remember why Cortland sent this to me, though.
So in that scenario, is the magnet thing a year-to-year thing, or do you have to like hit it going into a certain grade and you're there for a few years?
So
it's a middle school thing. It's just it determines your middle school, your permanent middle school,
And
So
then
she's
the high
only
school
going into-
would too.
and then yeah.
She's only going into 6th grade, really?
7th. 6th is elementary
sixth
school.
is
Yeah, we
element.
do.
Hey, HSO on that. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I wish
I like
more
it too.
schools. The only district over here that's like that is Southlake, and they're looking to change it kind of
Yeah,
back
so
to
are
the
we.
way quote
Yeah, ours
unquote
is-
everybody else is doing, or the normal way like we grew up doing. And as far as 6th graders don't need to be in there with those 7th and 8th graders, bro.
They're looking
They ain't
at
ready
changing
for
it.
that.
Yeah, they're looking at changing it over here
It's,
too. I think in 2 years it'll be changed.
Yeah, Southlake is too. I think it's which I may have already said that. I don't remember. More to come on that in a moment. I think it's like way more. It's
not
it's
necessary.
way more expensive to keep it 5th, 6th versus 6th, 7th, 8th. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
6,
it's harder
6,
to
7.
it's harder to manage in terms of the number of facilities required and the capital outlay and so on and such and the OPEX. You know, gotta watch that old OPEX.
Can I do
But
a
I wish
little,
they could do it. 5th
can I
and
do a
6th should be by themselves because those 5th graders, as I have a 5th grader, could give a fuck about being with the 4th and down. So
But really, before you just finish off, I don't see how you could have found any avenue for me to attack that in any way whatsoever. I'm deeply offended you would even suggest that I would attack you. And frankly, I'm putting you on notice. You're on probation. You do it again, you're off the show. Rylan and I have discussed it. We said you had one more strike. This is it. So,
Probation.
your choice.
I don't know. It feels pretty reasonable to me that you would be like, "Oh, Brad, can't send his kid to the regular middle school. Look at this guy, Mister." I feel
Well,
like
not if
that's
they
where it was
don't
headed.
have- to me, those programs you listed, how in the hell they're not having them at all the schools? Like every school
Yeah.
in our little school district has a theater program. What are we doing?
High school does, but not in the middle school. In the middle school, I think the best you'll get over here is like your music adjacent, which might have like a theater component. Like you'll have choir, but it's not theater.
Yeah.
Or you'll have maybe like a project where you do something, but it's not
need
a
to get-
class.
Angie Chen Button involved or something to
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I just saw her
Change
face
it.
like yesterday. But by the way, Angie Chen Button, if you're
I
listening.
just think that's or sorry, go ahead, Jace. We gotta
Well,
talk
I
Jace.
just want
You
to.
go ahead.
Yeah, let me just say to her really quick, Rylan. I think that the level of catfishing that she's doing on her campaign posters all over Richardson, Texas, is out of line and probably some sort of federal offense because she ain't looking like that anymore, my
Hey,
guys.
Hey,
It's
I
like
am
the real
forced
estate
to,
picture where it's from 35 years ago.
yeah, I am for some legislation that says if you're going to show your face, it has to be a picture within the last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When y'all sent the video of her in the parade, I was like, damn, she's like my mom's age. I had no idea. I had this
Dude.
imagined, or maybe even older. I had this imagined idea that she was like 50. I don't know why.
The
but that's just
signs
what I
that
thought.
the signs that we see around town over here, I'm not kidding. They look like they're from the W administration. If you see her now, like they are pre 2001, 2002, somewhere in there. They are 25 years old, easily.
The
No
official
question.
podcast of Angie Chen Button. You're not going to get better Angie Chen Button coverage anywhere.
Human dads.
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 Podcast.
Human dads.
Podcast.
Human dads.
Podcast.
Human dads.
Podcast. Human dads. Get up off your ass.
Human dads.
Podcast.
Human dads.
Podcast.
Human dads.
Podcast.
Human dads.
Get up off your ass.
Tell your mom.
Oh, your mom.
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 Tell your mom to listen. Tell your mom to listen. Tell your mom to listen. Tell your mom to listen.
Get up off your ass for the Human Dads Podcast.
Gentlemen, we sit in front of one another talking for the 255th time or 256th time. I think this is the 256th time because we have an unnumbered episode in there. So, 256. That's where we sit. As per usual, we got Jace engaged in some phone content. We got Rylan outside on the patio in a hoodie, looking lively and ready to go with his old Silver Fox. Go ahead and listen to what I tell you to do gently as I whisper in your ear, Beard. And of course,
What
you
we're
got
doing.
me and my bald ass. I'd like to start by throwing it to you, Jace. How are you for 256?
I am not happy with you, as you again called out.
Love you so
Something
much.
that the listeners did not know, did not need to know. There was no reason as I'm prepping for the show on my phone,
We put every
Prepping
episode on YouTube now. It's a
prepping
visual
for my
podcast.
segment,
He's
that you
prepping.
once again had to call out me looking at my phone. Well,
Well, I'm glad to know that you like. What did you do? Did you chop up some audio for me to play? I'm glad. Is that what you were putting the finishing touches on? Did you prep for the show? You hillbilly.
Hey, you can't say that.
Throw it to
Cracker.
Rye. Oh my God.
So anyway, I would say that I'm doing okay. I've been having trouble getting into the zone lately, and it's really hitting me hard. Really hitting me hard. And I think as I get older,
Sleep zone or what kind of
yeah,
zone?
yeah, you know, the sleep zone. And
Did you get any
and-
ass?
I'm sorry.
Did you get a piece of puss?
Oh God, that is. s-
He's afraid to say it out loud so it doesn't end up in a beat.
Oh, it will.
It's already in a beat.
Now you got a little whispered version. You could probably clip that and make it sound like a nice little splash on a cymbal because of the way you
Yeah.
whispered it.
Yeah, little symbol.
Hey man, don't be mad at me for just wanting to do a friendly coitus check-in. I'm just you know how when you go to the doctor starts running down like hey, here's the problem. These might be issues pertaining to the problem. So I'm going to ask questions that pertain to the issues here. You're talking to friends and you're like, man, I'm having a hard time sleeping. I'm just going, have you eaten any peanut butter? You know, are you drinking some
Yeah.
warm milk? Have some hot tea before you go to sleep. You get a piece of puss?
Ooh, actually, yeah, don't say it like that. Warm milk does sound nice, come to think of it. But no, I have not done any of the above, and I'm just trying to get some rest. And like I was about to say, the older I get, the more this stuff like drags me down and fully impacts my entire life. Because I'm the type of person, I like to stay up late. I'm a late night person. I'm like Rylan. Like Rylan's up at 3 a.m. most of the time. That's just how he lives. I prefer that too. We're doing different things. I'm generally like watching YouTube or, you know, playing games on my phone. He's partying and whatever Rylan does. But I like being up late because I feel like that's my time. That's like, I want to take full advantage of every hour that I possibly can. See what I'm saying?
People leave you alone because there's no one awake.
That's
And
right.
It's
That's
where
right.
you get. It's like you get your time back. It's like your mental defrag on your brain. Remember when we used to defrag the hard drive in the 90s,
Yes. Yes.
the early 2000s, and it had that satisfying UI where it would show the blocks getting realigned.
Mm.
That's kind of what especially when you're a dad. That's also why you know stay on the toilet scrolling a little bit longer than you need to.
Maybe I'll talk about this sometime soon, but I changed that behavior in 2025. It has been part of my lifestyle change, my fitness
Toilet?
journey. Not the toilet. Toilet is still the same protocol, but the just stay up late and have that quote unquote me time. I go to bed every night with my wife at the very latest at 11 o'clock.
Put a note down on that. We need when we're ready to have that as a full discussion. We need to.
I mean, we could do it later today. It's up to y'all. Jay said he got something, and he's prepping for the
You'll
show right
see.
now. So,
It's a good New Year's resolution-y conversation. So depending on what Jace has, I got a couple little things I want to bring to the table. It's nothing massive though.
You're such a scumbag.
I love you, and you love me. Be nice. Throw it to Ryan. Ask him how he's doing.
So anyway, Raylan, I am having trouble sleeping, but you look refreshed. Have you been sleeping pretty well?
That was so good, man. You're such a fucking hobbyist professional.
I'm good.
I was up until 3:45 last night,
Fuck yeah. I
See?
bet you
Called
were.
it. Called
Did you
it.
get a piece
and
piece
and
of
that's not normal. The normal is 12 to 1. The slightly extra is 1 to 2. Beyond 2 is pretty rare unless like I had my time off between Christmas and New Year's, that type of thing. I might rip one out a lot later, but I can't say exactly what got into me. But at some point, after seeing how both of you guys sundowned so hard that we couldn't do an 8 p.m. show last week,
Oh,
at some
fuck
point
no.
it became funny to me, and I thought I'm rolling. I've got energy. I'm just gonna stay up, and I did. And knowing that we had an earlier than normal start time for this morning, and that I was gonna make myself a coffee with freshly ground beans instead of just the pod. So I had to scoop the beans into the pod. This new thing I found. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay up, and I did. And to your point, Jace, feel great, feel refreshed. Can't say I won't take a nap later.
We
But-
did the
Yeah.
we
really
we
quick.
did that night show, and I wanted to not start at 8 o'clock because over here it was the night before kids had to go back to school, and everybody's sleeping schedule was screwed. So I didn't want to be the reason that would be keeping them up any later than necessary. Because if we go to 8, and if we start at 8 and we go to 9:30, they're going to be trying to go to bed, and it gets quiet in the house, and my podcasting style keeps them awake. It was my
So
fault.
Jace, this is just Brad finding a very
Very flimsy.
I mean, no, I would say an incredibly skillful way to once again demonstrate how much better of a parent he is than you and
Yeah.
because his kids
Oh, yeah.
Still,
Oh, yeah.
still go to bed at a decent hour. Does anyone in your house go to bed before 10, Jace?
You know what, Riley? You know what the word? I have no idea what time my kids go to bed.
Thank
How about
you.
that?
Yeah.
Hey man,
How about,
if,
how about
if
that?
there's any guardrails I'm still putting on, these are not good human beings if they don't get sleep. They're just not.
But
They're
that's
just-
probably because you have them getting, or they are so good that they probably get up early enough too. Whereas
Yeah.
mine are getting up at the absolute maximum, latest possible time
Mm-mm.
to roll out of the door with their asses on fire, 1 second away from missing whatever transportation is going to take them to school. Which
Same.
you probably also don't have that problem. Yours probably come bopping down. Well, you come bopping down the hall.
Hi, Papa.
Hey,
Hi,
Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah.
We're
What's the
ready for
breakfast?
school today.
Yeah. The 12-year-old sitting about 20 feet from me has an alarm that gets up before everybody else in the house, comes out of her room fully made up, dressed, backpack prepared, ready to go, makes her own lunch. I make her breakfast for her. I'll help her make her own lunch, gets ready to go, has every I dotted, every T crossed, and then waits at the door 10 to 15 minutes for the rest of us to catch up.
Jace, did you also hear that verb makes breakfast? Makes.
Yeah. He wanted to make sure we knew that he was out there
Makes.
making. Yeah.
At my house and probably yours, breakfast doesn't get made. Breakfast gets
No.
grabbed, right? If it
Breakfast
even
gets
consumed.
opened. Breakfast
Thank
gets opened, and then
I mean,
maybe
Brad
gets
Brad's
consumed.
Like Little House on the Prairie, dog. I don't know how
So
he's doing.
it's
Hold
so
on,
dumb.
I do want to
Because his kids are
qualify it. Just
No,
just
it's
real
because
quick.
his kids are perfect. Let's just call
Most
it
of
a
the
fade.
time
This
that
guy
just
birthed
means
perfect kids.
It's unfair.
it just means most of the time I microwave or throw something in the air fryer. Time to time,
Air
not-
fry.
He's air frying at 7 a.m. on a weekday?
What
Are you effing kidding me? Did you say we just threw that in there?
Sometimes I'll actually make breakfast, like do the baked cinnamon rolls and make scrambled eggs and bacon and toast and everything. Sometimes I actually do that.
Just absolute leave it to Beaver over here.
Yeah.
Now you know
That's-
how we've talked about how both Layla and Sage
I also
have
make
kind of
Shep's
a little
lunch every
bit-
day.
Holy shit! He's still young enough though. You gotta you can't really expect him to make it himself. If he wanted to, he probably
Oh no,
could,
he
but
can't
you
use
know.
the stove. I'll do you one better. He can't use the stove yet, and that's how I make his lunch.
On the stove.
Why? Why?
I want my
What
little.
is
I want my little
what
guy
is
to
he
have
contributing?
fuel.
Bro, they buy fuel that you ain't got to put on the stove. Of
I
course,
don't
my kids
like
eat
what's at the school.
My kids eat cafeteria food. Oh yeah, of course you wouldn't. That's not good enough for your perfect children.
Yeah.
For sure. Mine eat cafeteria food, bro. But they could make their lunches. They go through phases where they make their lunch. But you
Let
know
me
how-
ask a question, and then I want you to throw it to me. I want to do like a report. We need to do like a weekly report. I want to see how many times we are within 2 hours of when I wake up and Rylan goes to sleep. Because
That's
I
a-
feel like it.
that's-
I feel like it probably happens more times than we think in a
Give me
year.
some
I'm not
stats.
saying
Yeah.
it's all the time, but I bet there are at least 5 to 10 times a year where Rylan has hit that 3:30 and I wake up at 5 o'clock.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah,
Zero
we
doubt
need-
in my
we need-
mind.
We need to gather the data on that one. But
We need to do a weekly report. Did you hit any 3:30s and did I hit any 5s? Because
Yeah.
most days I'm up between 5:45 and 6:15. There's a lot of days where I hit 5.
I
and if we move
I don't
that to
get it.
3 hours, it would be a lot more often than you
Yeah.
than you
Rylan, How many hours of sleep would you say that you consume on average nightly? Like, how many hours are you sleeping that you operate on a regular basis?
Like 6.5.
And no issues with that.
No.
See?
But if you leave me,
He-
that's when work is happening and I have things to do. If I'm off work, I'll rip 9-10 hours like I'm a kid still. But if I don't have a choice, yeah, 6.5 hours on average.
I
probably.
think that's part of this is that you're genetically built different. Because if I get 6 hours, which just happened this week when I go in the office, I am, dude, I hit a wall at some point during the day, and I'm just useless. I don't want to go lay down and go to bed, but I just feel run down. I just feel like I need more sleep. All week long, it's like that. And I want to be like you. I want to be like you and Trump. I want to stay up all night and never get any sleep and just enjoy my life because I'm going to die some point and I'm going to be mad that I wasted all this time.
Well, before we move on, I'll just add that I feel like the last 3 to 5 years, I'm more capable of doing that. Whereas before it would catch up to me and there would be a couple days out of the week where I would really need more sleep. But man, the last, like I said, few years, it seems like it's less and less of a thing. One quick note before we check in with Brad is that, it is the new year and it's early January and whatnot. And we're still in Christmas aftermath, handful of people in the neighborhood still have their lights up. And we have we've probably talked about this before. We have the whole thing where you have the secondary Christmas tree. And I'm not for all the extra trees, like in principle, it's not. But I noticed one night this week and I took a note down so I could tell you guys, especially because I know Brad loves Christmas, loves the decorations and stuff.
Banner year for decorations.
Molly
over
does
here.
a fantastic job of making the house, great. I missed that warm glow of the Christmas tree light coming in from the entryway into like the living room or like my office at night or the other room over there. I like that warm glow. So I need something there. But yeah, other than that, I was just going to say, Brad, we talk a lot about Layla and Sage both kind of having a little bit of the little old lady traits. You were talking about being all
Like
put
grandma,
together
yeah.
in the morning. Layla is that way about going to bed. Sometimes she'll go to bed like an hour before everybody
100%.
else. But man, when it comes to the morning, there is not a person in this house that's worth a goddamn about getting up. Not a one of the four of us.
Most of the time, I got to go
Rough.
wake Shep up. But when I wake him up, he's usually already semi-awake, and he goes to fake sleep so that I'll like tickle him or something. And he just ever since he was like a year old, he loves the fake sleep trick. I don't know what it is, but he will take any opportunity to fake sleep on you just for the fuck of it. Even if he knows it's not even a really good deceptive bit, even if he knows you saw him awake, he'll immediately do the fake sleep so that you come jump on him or slam his head into the wall or just do something. And but he gets up pretty easily, and then he puts in his order for lunch when I review the school menu, and then I consult with him about what he wants for breakfast. And he's got a little bit of a different routine than the rest of us, though. He gets up and takes a shower every morning, and then comes out and has breakfast.
I like that. I wish I could get that kind of routine going. I used to
Me too.
every morning as a child until I was old enough to really be expected to just be responsible for myself. So let's say up until about 12 or 13 or whatever, it was an absolute war with me and my mom about what time I was actually getting out of the bed. Like you're talking about two non-morning people. One's a responsible adult, one's not, and just conflict. But as I got older and my dad's job shifted from having to get up super early and always already being gone, when he was around, if I needed to get up and he happened to still be home, he would just walk into my room and pinch my nose shut. And then when I started breathing through my mouth, he pinched my mouth shut.
I like that.
Oh, it was funny.
Yeah, I like that.
God damn it.
Speaking of the sleep, I got a couple questions for y'all. After I check in, I'd like to ask a question just to start the show, and then we could throw it to Jace. But speaking of sleep, you know how when you get sick sometimes or you get a little bug or whatever. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just this time. I didn't really feel like I got that sick. Okay.
Mhm.
I got like this throat killed my voice thing, made me sound congested, but I didn't really have a lot of nose stuff. And then one day I woke up and my eye was completely crusted over and it looked like the worst case of pink eye you've ever seen for close to like 3-4 days. Doing eye drops, all kinds of shit. Okay. The sickness was not that bad. I don't feel like my voice has ever recovered, but do y'all ever look in the mirror to be like, I got to check in with myself. Let me see. Let me give myself a percentage here. I got to check in. Am I 80%? Am I 90? Am I 75? And I'm looking for like, I'm not like physically assessing myself. I'm looking for that glimmer in my eye. Do I see it or do I see some deadness there or something? And I'm going to tell you this week, man, we had to reschedule the show because I was not great last week. That was like probably the first or half day that I was like the worst. And so I wanted to not do the show. But man, I don't feel like I got that sick, but I'm telling you, whatever got me has left me with this just rundown exhaustion. Like I'm getting full night's sleep and I'm sleeping okay. I'm not like tossing and turning. And I woke up today and I looked in the mirror and I was like, man, you just ain't no spark there, buddy. It ain't whatever. It ain't full cranking. It ain't hitting on all cylinders. I'm telling you, I feel run down.
Yeah, I don't have enough of a sample size to speak on the post sickness piece of it, but let me talk to y'all about a little something that's been going on the last 2 to 3 weeks, and it's called the mountain cedar.
Oh,
Is that what
buddy.
it is?
And
Buddy.
the crusty eye is what made me think of it. And it is getting me worse this year than it has in a long time. And I looking in the mirror, it's like I got my dark circles under my eyes, like
Yeah.
that normally aren't there. And I'm like, dang, like, am I getting old? And then I'm like, nah, it's just this shit.
Maybe that's what it is. And
tired
maybe
of
it just messed me up and it got me bad for about like 4 or 5 days. And today, man, I just don't feel like I fully rebounded. My voice is better. I don't feel as congested, but if I look at my eyes, and I know the camera doesn't do it justice, but if I look at my eyes, it still ain't there, man.
Just looks kind of dead. You just look sort of
Yeah.
serial killer, just
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
a pervert, just like, some sort of inmate.
Like there's
Like-
nothing
like pause
back,
the show.
nothing
Like
like there's nothing behind the eyes, you know.
like
I was
shark
having-
eyes.
I was having a nice conversation with my friends who support me, who would say, hey, man, I would hope you could get some rest and I hope you convalesce. And instead, what I get from Mr. OK Jace calling me a pervert. How dare you?
First of all, Your Honor, I never once called you a pervert. Rather, I said you have the eyes of a pervert, which is completely different. Okay.
You know who else has the eyes of a pervert?
If you say something about my mom, I promise you.
Your mom.
Okay. By
I got
God.
a question. I got a question for you. A generic podcast dad talk question. Okay.
Mhm.
You got 3 things. You can eliminate one of them by getting the worst case scenario you can get of one of them next time you get it. But going forward, that will eliminate it from ever existing in your life. Okay.
Okay.
You get a paper cut,
Mm-hmm.
you step in dog shit, or you spill something on your shirt while you're eating or drinking. Okay.
Shirt. That's the easiest question of my life.
It's going to be the worst paper cut you ever get, but you'll never have another one.
I don't get paper cuts very often. I have stepped in dog shit barefoot probably twice in the past 6 months, which is not fun. I know it's not good.
That's a freak. That's a high number.
Well, it was
let's
both.
dig into that more later.
Yeah, break that down real quick
Well-
right now on this podcast. What are you doing?
I was in the backyard doing some
Hold on.
what I thought would be
Hold on.
low effort work.
We
Just
got to
a quick.
reset this too.
Stepping in the to-do all the time.
We got to reset this, dude. I could get like Rylan has smallish dogs, one really small, another one not that big. You have a 60-pound fucking lab doodle mix.
Yeah.
Those
He probably tripped over it and actually fell.
Yeah, those are bombs.
We keep
What are you
we keep it
doing?
under control really well. Most of the, like there is very rarely like a backlog of backlog
But
in
somehow
my
you
yard.
did it twice in the last 180
I know
days.
that's why I said it, because it is so shocking, and that was probably the first 2 times in 5 years, but it happened twice in 6 months. One when I was putting a bird feeder up,
And you
and the
decided
other,
that was barefoot time. I'm going to put a
Dude,
bird feeder up barefoot.
if you could see my
Hillbilly.
backyard, if you could see
Hillbilly
my
Patty's
backyard,
Jakes.
the amount of grass between the fence where the bird feeder went and the end of my deck is maybe 5 feet. Maybe 5 feet between fence and back of my deck. It's like a side yard area of the backyard. And it just so happened that he'd been out there and decided that this is the time, this is the moment, and this is the place. And by the way, he never goes there. There's a whole bigger area where he takes care of business.
I was about to say, you didn't train your dog like I did where to go in the backyard?
Oh, he absolutely does. This was an intentional. This was efforted. He did this on purpose, 100%.
Wait, you're telling me you can get your dog to actually go in the more or less the same spot all the time?
I don't know if
And
I had
not
anything to
just-
do with it or
and
not.
Just my dogs are like Salt Bay. They just sprinkle wherever they're. Bah, bah.
When you first get them, right? Yeah, you can make them.
I don't train dogs, dude. I don't know how to make them do anything. We get them pre-trained. We
Just
go to the
repeat the
rescue and
process.
find the ones that have already been doted upon by fosters as necessary.
You could still do it. You could still do it there.
I can't even get the humans. We just talked about what I
Fair
can't
enough.
even get the humans in my house to do.
Dude, I was gonna say, damn, I did not even consider. I stepped in dog shit one time when I was like 8 years old, and I think I vomited. I stepped in it and it like splashed up my leg. Like it was
was
the
fresh.
worst thing that ever happened to me. And
No, I'm not getting into it every other week like Jace, but I've had a couple times. I mean, probably once every 18 months or so, I'll be out here and didn't realize there was a landmine out there, especially when it's warm weather. I get out here and scoop it up really proactively out of the grass. They like to go on the turf. I pick that up every day, but the grass, I'll let it ride if we're not outside a lot. So 'cause they're little dogs, like you said, so it's not a big deal.
But to answer your question, it's I spill things on my shirt
Same.
constantly, and
Yeah.
it's a disaster.
here recently, it's like I've never drinking coffee before. And here recently, I have just had 2 massively aggressive spills on my shirt just by taking a coffee mug to my face and then just wearing about a 3-inch to 4-inch puddle across my chest. And it's just the biggest beat down, just most beaten thing that you can do at the start of your day is to look down. You dribble, you look down at your hoodie and you're like, did I hit my face? What happened here? I thought we knew how to do this. And then I was thinking, what are the other things that are on this level? Because I was thinking, if you're stepping in dog shit, at least you've got shoes on. And I'm going to tell y'all what point I'm at in my life, guys. And I don't care. I will take the ridicule. I will take everything you say from this. I step in dog shit. I'm throwing the shoes away. I don't care.
Must be nice.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
That's an irrational take.
I don't care.
Must be
I'm
nice.
taking
Must
the
be
shoes
nice.
off. I'm taking the shoes off and I'm going right to the garage trash can and I'm throwing them in the garage trash. What am I going to do? Get some sort of toothpick and pick it out of the grooves and then go over to the water hose and spray it all out and then what? Wipe the butt of my shoe like it's a baby's ass to get this
Yes.
golden doodle shit from? No.
Yeah.
I'm just, the shoes are
Get
done.
toothpick. Get toothpick. Get it right
Because
through the grooves.
Because the shoes that I would want to value, I would not be wearing in the backyard for that. If I am in the backyard in say my work boots or my work shoes or whatever, that was their day, man. I'm sorry. They got you. You're
I
not
will
going to
say
make the
this.
long haul with me.
You're not going to like me saying this, and some of you may not want to hear this. Stepping in dog shit barefoot's not as bad as stepping in dog shit with your shoes on.
Agree,
I just
totally. You can just go to the hose and spray it.
walk right over the hose. Yeah, walk right over the hose, sprayed it
Go
down.
inside and get a little soap on there if it was.
Let me
particularly
ask
gross.
you. Yeah, let me ask you right after that. Did you go put your foot on your Blackstone? What happened to the ghost of the Dedue.
It's different with dogs. They're not eating regular food. Dogs only eat dog food, and so
Says
that's
the
what-
guy
the-
who
That's
says
what you
the
think,
guy-
buddy.
Yeah, says the guy whose dog had to get a $15,000 emergency bill for eating a corn cob. How do you
There
know
ain't-
what he
there's-
eats when he's in that backyard?
There's animals pooping behind your house. Those dogs
And
are
he's
eating that poop.
But that's okay. If it's other, as long as the Dedue is not from someone who's eating like a sandwich or something, there's no particles that are
Wait a
dangerous.
minute. You are the one who created the ghost of the Dedue from bird and animal, and now all of a sudden it's Sonny's Dedue,
Yes.
and
He's the guy. He's the godfather of spirit doo doo.
yeah, you're the godfather of spirit Dedue, and now all of a sudden it's Sonny's, and he's over here telling us, it's damn near an appetizer.
It's a nice spread. Put it on toast.
I'm just saying, very similarly to like baby vomit or baby Dedue, where you are very clearly, you very much know what was in, what went in, and what's coming out, and it's not gross if all that's being produced is bodily waste and milk. Like, that doesn't gross me out. Baby doo-doo doesn't gross me out because all it is formula or milk and body waste. That's it.
You know how we don't like to judge other parents? You know how that's us, right? We never done that, right? You know, sometimes when people have babies or young kids and you'll be over at their house and you could just tell they're having a time, right? Like you just popped in or whatever. And you could just tell they're having a time. And one of the ways you could tell they're having a time is that there will just be like a used diaper that's nice and neatly wrapped up so you can't 100% tell what's in the diaper, especially when a baby's, real young. You can't really 100% tell without being right on top of it. But you'll just see like a used diaper that is clearly closed and everything is contained, but it's just like on an end
Wrapped
table.
up like a burrito.
Yeah. Or it's sitting on a counter or something. And I'm not here to judge, but I am telling you, I think you're a miserable loser human being who can't master your
Okay.
circumstance.
That feels
And
judgy.
what you just told me is you're one of those people who will just set the diaper down.
I don't
And-
think he will. No, he's not setting the diaper down.
No, I
Did you
put
guys
the, I
use
put the,
little
yeah, I got the
trap
genie.
door? Yeah.
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 Did
genie.
y'all find when we had that thing after the first like 3 loads of trash that went in there? I felt like that thing acquired
Oh yeah,
the
it
the
ferments.
aura.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it and
you
no
talk
matter
about where
how
the
much,
spirit to do is strongest.
that's really
I
the
disagree.
only place. I could bleach the thing and it would still have like the 10% of that aura.
Mhm,
And I was
mhm.
so happy when when I was done with that thing. I'm not kidding y'all. I stood when it was trash day. I stood midway through my driveway and I slung it to the curb like I was the lady throwing the sledgehammer in the old the original Macintosh commercial from the Super Bowl. Like I flung that thing.
I-
Hated that
Man,
fucking thing.
I know this is weird. That smell didn't bother me that much. Like, it's not like fun. Like, I wouldn't get a candle of baby turds, but
Yeah, I
it
think
just didn't bother me that much.
we're confusing two things, right? I don't think it's bothersome. I think it's aggressively noticeable.
Right.
It is a change, enough of a change in your typical home smell that you absolutely notice it. Yes.
It doesn't smell like poop. It smells like something you just don't want to be around, and then
Right.
then you know where it came from.
And you become desensitized to it. But when you do lock in on it and you are, let's say, changing out the bag, right? When you're like right on top of it, you're like, damn, man, that smells its own little horse in the race here. Like it's its own little thing. And it's so noticeable that you become desensitized to the gross of it. Like it's not like, that's yucky. It's just dominant. That's all
Now-
I would say.
When they move to the real food, that's a completely different story. I'm talking infant. I'm talking, we have not moved on to solids yet. Now, once they move on to solid food, it's game over at that point. I'm out 100% on both vomit and Dedue.
When we get to blowout age, oh yeah.
Oh, gross, dude.
Bringing it back to your spilling issue, Brad. That's been, it goes in fits and fits and starts with me. There will be like a phase of my life where it feels like every other day for 2 weeks I'm getting some shit on my shirt, like food. And I can even remember in the old going to the office days, a few times when I worked close to the office that I just was like, fuck it, I gotta run home, put on a shirt. Like I'm not walking around with this.
I've
all day.
100% done that. I'm not even mad at you. I have 100% multiple times been like, hey, well, next time I get out after lunch break, because I am in the car a lot, I'm gonna make a stop by the house. I can't be just walking around with a 3-inch puddle of salsa on my shirt.
What are people gonna say about you when they accidentally encounter you going pee in a dentist's office because you left the door cracked and you got food on your shirt? That's what they're gonna see.
Yeah, because if you just do the one, like, okay, sometimes we all make mistakes. If you are staying on the shirt and happen to leave the bathroom door open, now we're building a profile of a guy.
We're making a phone call at that point.
Yeah. This is an unstable psycho that we're dealing with here. He's just walking around with slovenly shirts on, and he's going to the bathroom without the door shut in a dental practice.
Do you guys carry like a change of clothes in your car with you?
I
don't either, but now I'm thinking,
but not anymore.
I wonder if I should.
I always have a jacket in the car because of how much I'm in the car, and I think about the rain, just getting caught in the rain. So I always have like a windbreaker.
That's smart. Yeah.
The more I think about it, though, it does not sound like the worst idea. With as much shit that I just keep running around in the back of my car, be it basketballs for basketball practice, or I carry around. You want to know how far I've gotten in this stupid coaching thing? The most annoying, this is a hell of a side quest, I'm sorry. The most annoying thing that can happen at a basketball game to me is I'm standing on the bench or in the bench area, and I'm trying to coach up my boys, okay? Won again yesterday, 3-0 on the season, 21-17. The most annoying thing is I'm standing there, and I hear clang, 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 because we all now have to carry around 17-pound double reinforced stainless steel water bottles. Okay.
And they're all top heavy, and they are all engineered to fall over. Every damn last one of them.
So where do the kids put them? They put them right where they put their feet. And inevitably, you get a water spill, you get clang, clang sound 5 times a game. So what did I start doing? I started bringing what we would consider like we used to call them milk crates. A lot of people keep their records in them. Okay. I bring a plastic milk crate to every game, and I tell everybody, put your water bottle in there. When you're done using it, you put it back in there. We put it at the end of the bench where it's away from everybody's feet. I saw this from one of Sage's volleyball coaches. It's a genius idea. There is no reason to have 10 water bottles under 10 sets of 8-year-old, 9-year-old feet. And so I got that in the back of the car. I got basketballs in the back of the car. I got jumper cables. I got a box for work that's got my different packaging and sales presentation. So I got all that stuff. Why don't I have an extra shirt?
Yeah,
you should
I
just
agree.
have
like a polo.
Or like Jason, you should just get a company logo quarter zip, neutral color that can go with any color pants, and just have it in there.
I agree. It's a good idea. I may do that.
I'm doing that for the 2026. Jace, did you want to go, or do you want me to go, or let's go offline, pause?
It's just not good podcasting at all. Like, you could just easily sort of segue, and instead you make it horrible on purpose.
I'm not trying. I'm not trying to be silent and lay out on you. I'm fighting back tears.
Last night, I was watching a football match between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears.
Bear down. Big Bears got over here.
A lot of times I watch sports, and I watch with like being driven by hatred for a team. Like, If it's not my team playing, it's like, oh, I want the team that I hate the most to lose because that wouldn't make me happy. I don't know if I'm alone in that or if other people do the same thing, but when I watch a game, I typically I will root for someone. I find usually it's the underdog, but if there's a team that I really do hate, I'll root against them. Last night it was more like kind of an underdog situation, so it went back and forth. What I did find, I asked myself this question, my answer surprised me, but I think that I like Chicago sports fans. And I'm not sure if they have typically been in the crosshairs of like most hated fans. I don't know the answer to this. So I'll rely on you guys for that. But I think I like them for a lot of different reasons. Is that weird?
No, I'll just say this, because you're talking about a game in which Chicago played Green Bay. And so one, I think guys always want to do the sports trip, right? Like guys always want to do hey, it would be cool to just go see whatever sport you like, right? It would be cool to go see a game. And so if we're talking about, it'd be cool to go see a game in their home territory because of either what the image that the fans have or the reputation that the fans have or the storied stadium in Green Bay's case, right? But I just don't know how you watch that game and then pick one of those fandoms that you like, because I think we hear, like, I know that Chicago has good football, good hockey, good basketball, good baseball fans. And I know about the difference between a Cubs fan and a Sox fan because I'm an in-tune sports fan, right? So Chicago fandom is a thing, and I get it, and I understand that you could identify and feel something for that area regardless of if we wanted to. A lot of us grew up paying attention to Chicago sports because of WGN. Michael Jordan put Chicago's sports landscape nationally. Like you could turn on the TV in the middle of the day and watch Cubs games when we
my earliest NFL memory is the Super Bowl Shuffle.
Yeah. Jim McMahon, the Super Bowl Shuffle, the Refrigerator Perry, Mike Ditka was a personality. I have met Mike Singletary and know Mike Singletary because of who he was as a Bear when we were kids. Like maybe it's a generational thing, and that was a particularly strong inflection at a point in our life where we were becoming conscious to the world, sports and otherwise. But Chicago fandom is definitely a thing. I just don't know how to, and maybe I'm giving Green Bay too much credit here, but like, I think Green Bay, if I were to say, hey, I want to go on a football sports trip, Green Bay's got to be top 2.
I just don't want to visit Green Bay. I don't want to go
the stadium
there.
and the game, it sounds awesome.
That's probably a fun experience. I'll just add on to what you're saying though, Jace, is I think when you're in the situation we're in where you're like, I want to invest in a game because I like sports and my team is out of it. Chicago is not there. There are cities or teams that you avoid rooting for.
Yes.
Either because they're your hated rival, or they got you in the playoffs a couple years ago, or whatever it was. And then one of those categories is it's like a New York team that wins all the time, or it's the Patriots, or it's, and other than the Jordan Bulls, which it was Michael Jordan. And so I wanted to root for Michael Jordan as a kid. Other than that, in our lifetime, Chicago hasn't had a dominant run of anything. So they're an easy fallback because they have a good sports fan culture, like a lot of cities do. They're an easy fallback when you're watching. If they're playing somebody like Green Bay and you're like, fuck Jordan Love. How did he turn into Dan Marino against the Cowboys 2 years ago? Fuck them. I'm tired of them right now. It's very easy to do that. And Courtney adopted the Bears as her secondary team middle of the season because she could see the writing on the wall. She knew we weren't going to be watching Cowboys games in January. So, yeah, we were invested in that game last night.
Yeah, I think you hit on my main point here. I think there's two factors. One is like the teams themselves. Like, are they sort of these dominant teams that you get tired of seeing, or are they kind of the lovable losers, which like the Cubs have always been, the Bears have been until they win here and there. The Bulls are different, but the Bulls, to Ryland's point, like everyone loved the Bulls. So that's one side of it. The other side is like the profile of the fan to me. And the profile of the Chicago sports fan is what I can get down with that. They're typically like, I like people from Chicago. They're sort of more blue collar for the most part, despite the fact that they live in a big city. They're kind of Midwestern nice, but they're also really into the games. It's like your Mike Ditka's and your fat guys not wearing shirts at the game in 20-degree weather. And I just think the profile is a very easy to root for group of fans.
There were people in the stands last night dressed up like Ditka with the '80s sweater.
It's great.
You know? I mean, that to me is like, well, you can't do that with Tom Landry because you just be like, why are you wearing that hat with that suit? You know,
it's just not charming either. It's just
you can get a Jimmy wig. That'd be kind of funny.
Into it.
I've always felt a little bit of a connection. So my stepmom is from Gary, Indiana. Went up there a couple times as a kid. When you go to Gary, Indiana, you realize you're very close to Chicago. If you're going to do something, you wind up in the city of Chicago. If you're going to visit family, they might actually live in a Chicago suburb, but you're going there to go to Indiana. So we went to the Chicago area. Shout out Jim Plackey. Shout out Michael Kaiser. I know they listen sometimes. They're up in the Chicago suburbs. For whatever reason, diehard Cowboys fan when I was a kid, but I had some Chicago Bears sweatpants. I don't remember 100% why. Like you keep saying,
they're probably 50 cents at a garage sale, and your mom
somebody got them.
Yeah, which is a great way to have some team gear. I had before the Miami Heat were a real franchise. I had some Miami Heat basketball shorts because they were on sale for like $3. Some good shorts, man.
Molly's family. Her mom and dad are from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, but they moved to and established their family in Chicago. So her family and like her older siblings all have like a stronger connection because of their younger childhood. And Molly was born in Chicago. So we have like you're talking about, almost like a fallback connection to Chicago. I think Shepard has like a Chicago Bears shirt and Chicago Bears hat because mom likes the logo and connects to Chicago still from being born in the area. I hear Jason saying, how do I watch a game? I want to cheer for somebody. Like I want to be like, who's it going to piss off that I want to piss off? And I completely identify with that. But I think where Jason is zigging, I'm zagging. And if I'm going to talk about who I wanted to win that game, it was 100% the fingernail polish guy who got tons of shit for crying in college and was given the shit of, I don't know if you could be an NFL quarterback if you're going to cry with mommy and daddy after you lose a football game in college. Like I want that guy to shit on everybody. And then I want him to put up his ring with his full blown fingernail polish. And I want to cheer for that guy as like a troll. Like I forgot. I'm not talking about fandoms or anything at that point. I'm talking about like just I want to troll people who have the most outrageous, stupid, fucking one-step thought takes out of anybody you've ever heard. Like in 5 years, it's going to be insane to go back and look at those clips if he can get a couple playoff runs and look at those clips as to what people like. It's going to be a perfect Nike commercial for him to come out and be like, be yourself at the end, or they're going to come up with some sort of variant of do it your way at Nike after, if he's able to actually lift one, or if he's able to actually keep going along this trajectory. Like I cheer for that guy just because of all the stupid shit that was said about him.
Ole Miss quarterback was crying after the game the other night. Like no one's bitching about that.
I don't know if you remember, he actually goes up into the stands and he cries with his mom's arms like wrapped around him and his dad's like patting him on the back.
How's that any different though than crying on the field, I guess? Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The way it wouldn't be me, but like, I mean, I didn't so what? You just lost a huge game. Like, I don't know. You're still a kid. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Brad. Your rooting is just a different flavor of the same
Yeah.
thing. Like you're looking to sort of rub people's face in it, which I actually relate to also in a lot of cases. In fact, one of the reasons I feel so connected to Dirk is because that was one aspect of why I wanted him to be successful so much, not just for my own
It was all
happiness of my own team.
The shallow take machines
Yes.
spent a decade calling him soft, and we saw him every day, game in and game out, and was like, this guy's the opposite of soft. But which I have a whole new thesis on that phenomenon, and I don't want to get into it today, but basically I think it's why the fans hate Anthony Davis. It's not Anthony Davis's fault, even though it's obvious he can't stay healthy, but it's the fact that the only reason our idiot ass former GM thought that was a good trade, or even a trade that could exist in the universe, is because he was operating off that. He's cut from that same cloth as those 1-inch deep take machines from the 2000s that just wanted to call Dirk soft. Same guy. Those are the same people that go, oh, AD's amazing. No, you know who he is? He's Kevin Garnett with a few more points a game. That's what he is. And those are the people that were up in our eyeballs about how much better Garnett was than Dirk. And we all knew not true.
I would say, as somebody who loved Kevin Garnett and loved Dirk, you could depend on Kevin Garnett to play 75, 80 games a year. So
but it's the same people there were people, Brad, that, and
I remember.
There were people that would die on that hill that he was not only better than Dirk, but significantly so. There are people that any year from 2002 to 2010 would have said that if the Mavs traded Dirk for Garnett, they should send 4 picks with Dirk. Those people existed. And
I was probably
more wrong, and Nico Harrison was probably one of them.
I was probably in 2004 telling you that Dirk is not KG, and I don't think it's close, and I don't think Dirk or KG are either of those two close to Tim Duncan. Like, I was easily that person in 2004.
You're a dummy.
Wear that 100%. That's what I'm 100% agreeing with you. Now, the subsequent 5 to 6 years,
probably Sean Kemp jersey guy in 1995, weren't you?
100%, not 95.
Who wasn't?
93,
95. I had 2 pairs of his shoes. 93, I probably had the jersey.
Same people. I mean, he's a fantastic player. I mean, Dirk even picked him to come to his thing at the end. We talked about it last week. Fantastic player, but those are the same people. Great guy, but he didn't carry a team anywhere. He didn't carry a team across the street.
No, but by 2008, I was changing that. And if you look at their head-to-heads, it's not very friendly KG's way. Now, I don't.
No.
I don't think they compare offensively, being asked to do the same things.
Of course, it's not the same profile of a player.
Yeah,
but when people evaluate the value of someone to a team, and they evaluate someone standing in the league, there was back then, way more than now, a stream of thought that elevated guys like him way over guys like Dirk. And Nico Harrison, his mind was still there. It might as well be 1996 in his brain, in my opinion. And that's why what happened. He's like, well, why wouldn't we get AD?
I know you're not on TikTok, guy, but I will report from TikTok for something that is pursuant to this conversation, and I think it will strengthen your point. There's a lot of reminiscent, nostalgic basketball content on the TikTok. And I'd say 90% of it that pertains to Dirk. And that also will drag in other power forwards and or directly compare Dirk and KG. If you scroll those comment sections, I want to say it is a clear majority of, hey, if you think KG is better, then you weren't there. Or if you're a real ball knower, you know Dirk gave KG work consistently. Or, hey, we all love KG. He wasn't doing what Dirk did. There is a lot of people who are making sure that the record is correct in the comment section, saying, hey, go look at their head-to-heads. Or, hey, look at where Dirk went with his Mavericks team that he stayed with forever, and look at where KG had to go to get his relevancy and tell me how the two are the same. There are a lot of people now. I think I feel like we've done this before. I think it's insane to say that one is so much greater than the other. Like, I think they were both tremendously great. Like, I don't even to have them within 3 players of one another. If you're ranking quote unquote power forwards, I think that's a perfectly reasonable
Sure.
take.
No doubt.
If you wanted to say it's Tim Duncan, Dirk, KG, Tim Duncan, KG, Dirk, like, I would never disagree with you. I don't think either one of them are better than than Tim Duncan, but that's not what the conversation we're having. It is insane to me, though, that your point is largely correct.
It really is.
If you're
It's the
loud and rah-rah and you beat your chest, then it gives you the crazy hair edition. You know what I mean? Like, it gives you the bump.
It's the same ethos that had people wrongly at the time. And you're right. There's been way more ex post facto correction of the record on the comparison of those two players. As great as KG was, Dirk's in a whole nother echelon in terms of NBA history and his value to a franchise. But back at the moment, during their careers, that really didn't exist until Dirk got the ring. And everybody all of a sudden started saying the shit we were saying in 03, 02, 03, 04, because we saw it every day. But I think that ethos is the exact same ethos that makes really only one executive in the entire NBA in the last ever look at Luka and go, I can build a better team with AD. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's the same ethos. And I think that's why people, because now that he got hurt again, I've been seeing a lot of content about people hating on AD, but saying I don't hate him, but I hate that he's here, that type of thing. The reason why we all hate the idea is because it's like if we traded Dirk for KG in 2004, but KG was old and got hurt all the time. And there would have been people going, yeah, but it's KG. And we'd be like, no, you're stupid. Do you not get it? Except the league now has caught up to where we were 20 years ago, and except for the guy who made the trade and the guy who approved it.
Let's
So
throw
go
it to
Bears.
Chase, you got anything you want to talk about on this?
No, I thought we started the show early so that you could leave early.
We still got a few minutes. I wanted to be done by 10. We still got a few minutes.
Well, let's be
Can
done.
I-
It's been an
can I
hour.
do a
Just
little
end the show.
Hey, how about this? How about I do a little bit of follow-up? Are you okay with that? Fucking everybody's a program director.
I got one. I just got I got 2 nuggets I want to give y'all, but they're nuggets.
I got a tiny. I wanted to end on a tiny
Just
little.
do the show for
tidbit
2
for-
hours. Yeah, just do a 2-hour show. It's fine.
Go ahead, Rye. You got 180 seconds.
Perfect. Number one, I want to give a tortilla chip update. The tortilla chip
Oh. game's
game's been shifting under our feet a little bit in the last couple years. Post COVID, Julio's fell off. I stuck with them for a while out of loyalty, but they were always bad about having way too many crumbs at the bottom of the bag. But since COVID, I swear to God, they have somehow found a way to become more profitable by making the bag like 60% crumbs. So a 3 years ago, I had to dump Julio's, which was a sad thing. But and since then, I've been looking for a home, and I've not been able to find the really good tortilla chip that I know is going to be good every time. And since I last gave y'all an update, at Kroger, they're carrying this brand. It's Josefina or Cocina de Josefina or something. I don't know. It's a red bag with a white label, 2 colors. It's not super fancy looking. Them shits, not only are they good, but I had a bag that kind of got forgotten about that was like 80% eaten and got forgotten about over Christmas break. And I went back to it a few days ago, and the chips were not even close to stale.
Oh,
Perfect.
oh, yes.
So that's my tortilla chip update. And then in the same line, as you all will not be shocked, I was at Costco yesterday, and the lady in front of me in line was buying 15 pounds of frozen green beans.
The hell?
Yeah, we know there ain't no homeless shelters over in your neighborhood either. So I'm we We got a church supper we're putting on. That's
But yeah, but even
a weird
to
one,
me,
bro.
like that, it is a weird one. It's a lot of green bean, and if
Yeah,
I
it's a
was, if
lot
I
of
was,
green
if I was
beans.
getting some food together for the less fortunate, I want them to experience something better than 15 pounds of green beans.
The three of us are not going to eat 15-pound green beans in our life combined.
I don't hate them, but like I never go for them.
I want to keep it with food. One, to your tortilla chip. Jace, have you seen the tortilla chip clip making the rounds?
Which one?
Everybody loves the HEB, right? And it's largely because of the HEB brands, and HEB puts a lot of time, research, effort, and tremendous amount of resource into their own branded stuff and the stuff they make in their stores, right? It's one of the big selling points for HEB, okay? But there is a clip going around with the HEB tortilla chip where the guy has got his phone pointed at the tortilla chip shelf, and it'll have the color of the bag, and then it has like where, like, call it the middle of the bag is clear. It's like a window into the bag, right? And the profile of the chip stack is not high enough to make it into this window
Oh, those bastards.
of the chip bag. So that's saying that the chip bag is like 35% full of chips. And he's just like, HEB, what is going on here? And then they post a video that's like, oh, yeah, we took care of it. Thank you. And it shows a bag that's maybe not 35% full. It's maybe a whole, I don't know, 40% full. And it's the window that makes it look bad. Like 80% of the window is just clear. You can see from one side of the bag to the other. And it's just another one of those, it's old shrinkflation.
Put the window at the bottom.
Yeah. Or don't have a window or something. But it almost feels like the corporate contempt on display for you. That's like, hey, we're showing you how much, we're showing you how little we're giving. Fuck you. Right
now,
here.
I will say, with the tortilla chip specifically, and this gets back to my beef about Julio's, specifically with the tortilla chip, because of the way they work, it's that amount of air in the bag to keep them from turning to dust is more important.
Sure.
So I don't want to pass judgment until I can look at what does it weigh versus what's it cost and the other brands. Like, however, we can avoid all this by doing what you just said, which is just don't have the window.
Secondly, a food update as we're in the grocery store. Should have done a damn grocery store beat for this. New Year's resolution 2 years ago was I don't know if you remember. Jace, are you still into the show, or are you
unnecessary? Unnecessary.
I didn't know if you had somewhere, if you're working, if you got somewhere to be. I don't want to keep you.
I do have a hard stop. I have to pick up a kid at some point, but
okay.
We're good.
2 years ago.
You want to know what I was doing, Brad? I was confirming the pickup situation on my phone, which I was listening at the same time. And since this is a podcast, despite that it's on YouTube, no one would have known that should you have chosen not to say anything.
You're bogging. I really feel like you're bogging.
Every week there's one of these, Jason, where you remind Brad that no one can see us.
You're bogging.
It's like he doesn't understand how this works.
You're bogging. Food up. My resolution 2 years ago, if you'll remember, was tacos and dumplings.
Good, and just great.
I'm happy to report that in the 2 years since, dumplings are a regular rotation meal for the household. We always got dumplings in the freezer from multiple purveyors. We go to dumpling restaurants mostly for the takeout. Dumplings have become part of our life. Okay. Obviously tacos were already there, but I just was like, I remember the resolution was a reaction to saying we had tacos yesterday. And I was just thinking, what do you mean we had tacos yesterday? So that means we can't have them today. You can have tacos 8 days in a row if you want. Like what? In this world, in this economy, society with the way it is today, you're telling me I can't eat tacos today because I ate tacos yesterday? No, sir. No, ma'am. I'll eat tacos.
I've got a 40+ year history of I will eat the same thing every day if it's good enough. I don't care. We family had this conversation eating lunch yesterday. 2 of us are like me or you, Brad, and 2 of the others, they'll go for the leftovers, but they have to institute a skip day policy. They don't want to have the same thing. And I'm like, why? See food, good food, eat food. It's a simple equation.
So update is that 2-year resolution fulfilled. Going strong. Okay. Last year's resolution, Jason and I kind of had the same thing. It was connected to attention spans. And I didn't necessarily set it to my resolution, but Jason wanted to recapture an attention span. And the way he was going to do that was through reading books. Okay.
Mhm.
And I agreed with that. But I'm here to say my 2 years ago resolution has come true. Okay. Still got some time in that 2-year window for last year's resolution to come true because
Not
this
going well.
How many books did
present
y'all
year-
read last year?
I can't mark one off the list for you, buddy.
I read somewhere around the 15 range of books last year, which I was pretty
Jesus
impressed
Christ,
by.
that's good,
Wow.
dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I got
That explains
some books.
why
in.
you're smarter.
That's
now,
why
but-
he's
I
not.
s-
That's not.
Yeah.
That's why he's not on X, Blue Sky, or ever responding to texts. He's reading books.
He's making himself smarter while we're
There
over here
is
just
a-
being distracted.
That is a bad consequence. Because I have tried to keep myself busy. I have the phone on me less than I used to have the phone on me. I don't keep it in my person at all times.
So good for you. Good for you.
That's good. I don't keep it as much as I used to either, although I think you're probably well ahead of me on that regard, but I've been for a while now trying to do the same thing. I've told y'all about my whole do not disturb strategy I put in place, I think. So, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
tired
In
of
the
fucking phone.
in the hope that I could get this next thing I'm about to say achieved in the next 2 years, I'm going to set a resolution, if you will. Okay. I'm going to set a resolution. Does anybody have any guesses?
Stop being gay.
Right.
Was I right?
Man. Yeah, it's going to be like
Your mom's gay.
make
no,
it's
you
gonna be
don't
like
say that.
make breakfast every day at 6 a.m, or it's going to be
I already hit that pretty good. I don't need to resolute that.
it's going to be I don't know. It's going to be something like I'm going to be flower and koi pond guy, but not flower or koi pond.
Nope.
It's going to be like
I
a
mean, I
new-
guess you know what? I guess it could fit into that realm.
some new pursuit where you can kind of learn to do something newish, but
100%.
also
Yeah.
see. But you're a like to see the fruits of your labor guy. You're a curious
100%.
mind, and you like to go find something new, which is cool. I like that about you. I like it when I got several friends that are that way, and I think that's cool. I don't ever really do that.
In the next year, I would like to get good at photography.
Boom. There you go.
It's a
I
good
would
one.
like-
That's
I would like to be able to take a camera and make a nice picture. I'm talking, I want people to comment on the strength and quality of the picture, that level of good at photography. I'm not saying I got to be considered a photographer. I'm not saying that I got to necessarily start making money, but I do want somebody to be like, wow, that's a beautiful picture. You've gotten good at this. That's how I want to be, that level of photographer.
Well,
Are you gonna?
I used to be a professional photographer, so let me know if you want some tips. Kind of a big
That
deal.
would require you. You know what? I don't get responses from you unless I put Disney in the text and I CC your wife. So
I don't respond to those either, to be fair.
yeah, you do. I'm gonna be calling you soon. Molly keeps telling me, "Did you tell Jace? Did you tell Jace? Did you tell
Oh,
Jace?"
we got one coming up. We've been
Yeah,
very
we're going-
busy lately.
We're going to the land.
Yeah, good. Based just on the amount of people reaching out to me about this stuff, I think Disney's doing quite well in this economy. So I think
You know what? We need to talk about this next week. You might be right. Right?
Yeah.
I think it's more Disney World than Disneyland, if I'm guessing. Why they got all these people dying, Jace?
Disney. I don't know. Disney Cruise is going well too, by the way.
Disney World.
Dude,
We're going to talk about it
died?
next week. Right. Disney World has had like 6 people die on the premises in like the last 3 months.
And I wouldn't even call it die necessarily, because some of them have escalated the time by which they met their end by self means.
There's 6 deaths on Disney World property in the last like 3 months.
I sometimes get Disney content in my scrolls
Whoa.
because we visited this year, and
Careful about
I saw one a few days ago that made me think of Jace. Somebody shared a picture of the hallway. They were staying on something on the resort, and they took a picture of their hallway where their room was, and there was 7 scooters parked outside.
I
the
knew you were
doors.
going there. I knew that's exactly where you were going the second you said hallway, because I remember being that guy with my scooter in the hallway.
And there was so many of them. I mean, it wasn't just like 1, or 2. It was literally 7 scooters out of like 18 rooms.
Shout out Disney. We love Disney.
We did have a
And by the
good
way,
time, and I do think we'll end up going back at least one more time before the kids.
I'll tell you this. When I do decide to blow my brains out, I'm going to do it at Disney.
What happened to the bear?
Good for you.
I changed my mind. These people jumping off the monorail and stuff. I'm like, that's a way to go out, dude. Just, you're going to get
Don't
top-notch
worry about-
cleanup service.
Save it. Hey, as our Disney correspondent, and I know maybe not best for business, can you do some research on each incident just so we could do a list? You don't have
I got you.
Just, I want a list.
I got
Can you
you.
do it?
Yeah.
That's episode 255 for you. Find us on YouTube, iTunes, Morpheus. What was Microsoft
MySpace.
MP3 exchange back in the day? Zune?
Zune was the device for sure. I don't know if
What
their
was
store
We're on
was named
Napster.
after it. Zune store,
Napster? Yeah.
LimeWire.
LimeWire. Google us on or search us on Lycos. You'll be able to find it. Alta Vista.
Oh,
Listen to
OG
us on
Optimus.
Windows, where you can get the little line that sort of moves with the sound moving. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, listen to us on the old Windows Media Player that would do the like the hologram thing that Jace is talking about. Or is QuickTime still a thing, Rye?
Yeah, as a protocol, and you have QuickTime Player or a codec or whatever they call it, but you have a QuickTime Player still on the Mac, but it just you load a movie and it's like
Hey,
the default player.
If I send you the audio, can you update it to our MySpace page? Right? I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I got you. I'll be the MySpace guy. I'll be the director of MySpace for the Human Dads podcast.
I
Just
don't know
for
how
our
to-
top 10 friends, though.
But it takes a little bit of code to like get the player on your page. I don't know how to get the player on the page.
The
you gotta
embed
code
tag. You want me to
Yeah,
get the
do you
embed
know-
tags for you? Yeah,
do you know
I
how to
that.
get the player on the page on the
I can
MySpace
most
page?
certainly.
Can
do
you
that.
can you make it so when people turn their computer on, instead of the Windows chime, it plays the intro to our podcast? Can you do that?
Me?
I don't know. Whoever the technical person is for the show, I don't know who does that stuff here. Call Techline.
Computer guy.
I'll text support.
Brad, Riley, and Jason, tell your mom to listen. Bring the bread, mix in a tortilla, season your bacon, climb the ladder, put a bow on it, spread your neck, keep it tight. Go to Arby's. Went to Arby's earlier this week.
Me too. Not good.
Oh, no. What? No. I was just going to say it was too heavy. I can't eat like that anymore.
Not good.
It wasn't bad. It was just, I should have settled at half the sandwich instead of eating the whole thing. Bye. Tell your mom.
So defeated.
Bye.
Bye.